Yo, yo.
Oh,
Alex, did you get a haircut?
no, it's a lie.
Turn your head sideways.
Nah, I don't want to.
Where'd you go?
No one.
You're saying your post earlier today was a lie?
That wasn't a lie. It was just not a situations change,
In like a couple hours.
You don't know. You don't know what happened, and you'll never know.
Oh man. What a week. My gosh. I know you're tired. You were telling me you've been working every day since 2 weeks ago? I don't
Yeah,
even
something like
remember
that.
when
Who
that
knows
was.
anymore?
It was the
It's the
middle
same
of May.
day. Every day, I just go to work, and I assume I'm supposed to be there. And yeah, so
Fun. My past week has been pretty exhausting. I also haven't had a day off in a little while now, so I feel you. But we're here. We're not here to talk about work. We're here to talk about other stuff, fun stuff,
sure.
movies, TV, games, technology. Oh my. Oh my.
It is what it is, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tempted to even just like whisper for the rest of this podcast to those people who are really into people talking like this.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That would not go over well.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
You also have a microphone, so I mean, use it to your advantage.
Yes.
Anyways, tell us
Yes,
what's
indeed.
going on in the world today, so we get over this weird shit that we're doing.
Well, I just finished watching the part 3 of Kenobi. Have you seen it? Came out today.
Really? Do you have to ask that?
I don't know. I don't watch everything you do.
Wow,
Or maybe I do.
no one does. That's fine. Um, yes, of course I did. Did you?
Nice. Yes, I did. I actually just finished watching the third part. So
What
since
did you
yeah,
just
I
do?
guess since last Wednesday, we've had parts 1, 2, and 3 come out. It kind of surprised me. I didn't realize they were sticking to the Wednesday schedule when they decided to launch it on a Friday with parts 1 and 2. I just thought that was a weird choice to like start off there, kind of set a precedent that the show's going to be on Fridays, and then the following week it's like it's on Wednesday. Just kidding, gotcha.
Yeah, they just got to do what you got to do. You got to get that content out.
I
You got
get
to
that content out.
attack Netflix and their Stranger Things weekend. So
Well, and
you got to.
that was interesting. I was caught a little off guard. Like, what is the benefit in doing that? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to get everybody. Some people are going to watch Stranger Things over Kenobi, right?
I think it
So
was more of the weekend that they had. That's the reason they
okay,
did it, because it was Star Wars Celebration weekend, which is an event apparently that started this year that no one knew who the fuck was happening. But apparently, hundreds of thousands of people did. Not enough. But anyways,
yeah.
so it happened somewhere. I don't know where. And then it's gonna happen again next year in England. I heard.
Okay,
I
are we
don't
gonna
know
go?
if we have money
Oh, okay.
and free
Somebody
tickets.
sponsor us.
Yeah, seems like a big event. So, anyways, lots of loads of Star Wars information was announced there. Stars were there, promos were there, Q&As, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
And that's where we landed it. So, and then they had Kenobi obviously come out this weekend. Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what I do. So, what we think?
Yeah. I mean, I'm into it. So, watching the first episode, it was kind of funny. Had to pause at some point. I'm not even sure what it was. Maybe we finished the first episode and we weren't like starting the second episode like just that moment. But Jamie turns to me and she's like, "Do we have to watch the second one?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "I'm kind of bored." I'm like, "What?" So
You're getting
obviously
married in 2 weeks, so
you get through the
that's
second episode and she's hooked, obviously. But the first one, like, I had to like describe it. I was just like, yeah, like it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world. It's kind of like reintroducing us to like what's going on?
The
Where
show
Kenobi
opens
is.
with a banger. How do you not? How do you not get engaged right away?
I think it was like post that the rest of the episodes a lot of just slow watching
Well, it's showing
Kenobi
up how
on
meticulous this character has
Tatooine.
given up on life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I describe that. It sets the stage, right? It sets the stage for where this character is. And, you continue to see that, when he's turning down the opportunity to go. And I mean, like, people who are watching Kenobi, the story more or less at this point that Kenobi lives on Tatooine and he's still a Jedi, but he's hiding away. He's not really doing too much that we know of. So yeah, he's given this mission, right, by someone who he knows from a past life, and he's like hesitant to take him up on the offer. He doesn't want to go. And you start to see more and more of that attitude come out of him, where it's like, man, this is like a dejected individual. This is somebody who really has become like a recluse. They are beat down, broken down, just like mentally defeated. Can't believe the state of the world, which in many ways kind of matches what a lot is going on in our own world right now. But regardless, yeah, I so far, episode 1 sets the stage. Episode 2 is a cool kind of like getting out into the universe. We're seeing, what the state of the galaxy is at this point, and then episode 3 really is driving more home the story of, okay, where are we going for the rest of the season? What is happening for the rest of this 6-part show? Is it a single series? Is it a limited series? I don't think they've told us there's anything more than the 6 episodes. So.
Well, I mean, with the success of it, I've had this conversation with people thinking it's like, oh, it's going to end right where Jedi Return or fucking New Hope starts. I'm like, they could do that, but I
there's a lot of
guarantee
time between that. Are they going to jump forward in time in this show?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's 30 years between. Not 30. I think it's 20 years between.
No, it was 30, isn't it? Or no, it was 30 between the episode 6 and 7.
No,
Yeah.
no, that would make Luke so old. Maybe between.
Well, it would make him like 50 if he was
Or
like
6 and
20.
7. 6 and 7. Okay,
right?
I got my numbers mixed up there. I was
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
but
You might be
yeah.
right. Like,
It's
yeah.
well, this show starts 10 years after the Revenge of the Sith or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, so between
So
episode 3 and 4, there's supposedly 19 years.
so there's like so much they can still do. Like, with the success of the show, I doubt, depending on how they end this show, that's really where it
Yeah.
lands. Because we obviously have a big duel between Obi-Wan still to happen with
Yes.
Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Because of what he says in The New Hope.
Yes.
When he says, last time I remember Irish, whatever. Doesn't matter. So we'll see. I think they will be. I think with the success of how big it was, it's the reason why Loki got a season 2 is because it beat all the numbers. And now this is beating all the numbers. So I assume, depending on how they end the series, this right now, it leaves it, if it leaves it open enough for them to keep divulging with this character or not, without messing up the stories they already have, then who knows? Who knows? Somebody knows. It's not us, but somebody knows.
Yeah, I'm trying to find, just how many viewers it's had so far. Obi-Wan Kenobi becomes most watched Disney Plus original series to date. Trying to find the exact figures here. Let's see. Does anybody actually point it out? Well, nothing just yet, but that's what they're saying. It's the most successful premiere for Disney Plus thus far. 2.14 million U.S. households between its premiere on Friday and Monday. So that's a not insignificant number of viewers for a weekend.
Exactly.
Damn. I mean, it's good. The production value is definitely there. Like it feels proper Star Wars from that era. This most recent episode, we finally get to kind of see the lightsaber effects, and they were good. The lighting off the lightsabers looked pretty good. It got a jump scare out of Jamie while we were watching it, which I enjoyed. I'm still not totally enjoying like the Inquisitors like bickering. It feels very like catty, very like, oh,
When
I
you're a
want
bunch of,
teacher to like me more.
it's about power. That's all it is.
Yeah,
And when
yeah,
you're on
yeah,
the dark side, it's all about power. And that's what
yeah.
people keep forgetting. Is like they're just
Mm-hmm.
fighting for power because that is what the dark side is. It's just about power. And
Yeah.
if you get over that, like a lot of people obviously had a lot of problems with Moses Ingram. More so, some people had their problems with her just being black, but
Mm.
the other issues that people just I don't like her character. She's just a boy. She just doesn't really like. I'm like, we don't know why she's like this yet. Like it was one
Yeah,
episode.
exactly. We haven't seen a ton of her background yet.
We don't know what the Jedi did to her
Mm-hmm.
story.
Yep.
But also the Inquisitors are just turned Jedi, and then for the
Yeah.
most part, so there's tons of them, and we've only seen those three.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see. To kill off a Grand Inquisitor is a big deal. So
Yeah.
spoiler alert.
You usually say spoiler alert before you say the
No,
spoiler, Alex.
it's not worth it. But yeah, the Inquisitors. I think she's doing fine. This next episode kind of made more sense for her,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I everyone's picking on her acting, but fucking Sun Young Ho, whatever what his name is, Sun Young Lee. I can't remember. It's like something Sun
Han
Young or Han, whatever.
from Fast Furious.
His acting is fucking atrocious, and nobody seems to give a shit about that.
Yeah, but he's covered in makeup. How is he supposed to act in that, Alex?
Like that voice he puts on is fucking garbage. Like I get it,
I
it's
mean,
probably
to
their
be
alien
fair,
species,
some of
but
it sounds a little bit like produced as well. It doesn't sound entirely just him.
yeah, but it's still stupid.
I don't think it's any surprise like Darth Vader's on the cover in like a lot of the
Sun
pictures for
Kang.
Kenobi in the main poster, the launch poster. So obviously there is Darth Vader, and they captured, obviously we got James Earl Jones back, and once again he's doing his thing as Vader, which is all right.
Yeah, just what we did. A 90-year-old man making fucking the voice of this character.
I have to admit though, while you're seeing him in this one, and I'm reminded that it's like, okay, this is like Hayden Christensen now as Vader. I'm just like, I couldn't help but think back to the prequels and like how not like Vader Hayden Christensen sounds and moves and whatnot. Like it's just like the moment he's in the suit, he's just completely different.
Well, the
It's
suit does that.
interesting. I understand that the suit's gonna have that effect, and it's gonna like change your voice and whatnot. I know that that's the whole thing, but
Mm.
I don't know. It's just interesting that like he suddenly just fights very like one handed with all the time, whereas like he didn't really fight that way previously. You know what I'm saying?
You got to adjust, You
Yeah,
got
I
to adjust.
guess.
Well, he didn't even really fight one-handed in the originals. Holy Jesus! Because when he fights
He did a
Obi-Wan
lot. Yeah,
in
he
that
did a
one
lot in this
scene.
specific in the third episode here when
Yeah,
he's
I think that was just like a scare tactic. Like they weren't really fighting. He was just
yeah, it was
kind of
more like
like,
showing his dominance.
yeah, he was just trying to corner him into his
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, he can definitely sense the weakness.
Yeah.
Right, and that's kind of where Kenobi's at this point. He's not the Kenobi we last saw.
Well,
And
yeah, the force
it's a little
isn't
jarring.
the force
right?
isn't as strong with him. That's why it's taking Vader so
Well,
long to find him.
he's not practiced, right? He
Yeah.
clearly hasn't been tapping the force. Even the first time that he uses it in the second episode, you can tell it's a thing. He really had to like draw deep and refine it, and clearly he had been cut off from it for some time.
Well, when he finds out Anakin's alive, which everyone was upset about, like what's her face knew that Anakin was alive. First of all, she's probably the same age as him, if not a little
Yeah.
bit younger. So of course he would know it was Anakin because I assume because like I said, most Inquisitors are just young Jedi or Jedi
Yeah.
that were turned over, and everyone like if you look in the first episode, there's this young girl right at the beginning who runs away. We assume it's her. You don't have to. You can't assume, but it is.
Yep.
I can assume it's her, and that's story now until they tell me otherwise.
Sure.
And then that's how she would know that Anakin Skywalker's alive. Because not everyone knew that it was Anakin because he kind of distanced himself from that.
Yeah.
but it's still early on, so a lot of that time hasn't passed for a lot of
Hmm.
people. Anyways, yeah, he cut himself off from the. He didn't cut himself off, or the Force left him, and then you can see at the very end of episode 2 when he finds out Anakin's alive,
Yeah.
they shoot right to Darth Vader, and then he senses Obi-Wan back too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They both start.
They find that connection. Yep.
Yeah, so it's fun. Stuff's
Hmm.
fun. Now the question is, how are they gonna um how are they gonna, like for how are they gonna I guess if it does get a second season they could do it. It's like how they have a few things they have to fix from New Hope. Plus um the whole history of he thinking Darth Vader's not Darth Vader, Obi-Wan's dead before going into New Hope too.
Mm.
So there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah. It makes you think going into I guess like the end of the season, if this is like intended to just be a one and done, that
Yeah.
in some way Vader's just going to assume that, Obi-Wan's done. So, and I mean, that could play into this Inquisitor, right? The third sister. We don't know
Yeah.
if perhaps, this whole time she hasn't been trying to kill Obi-Wan, but perhaps she was one of those younglings, as you suggested, and perhaps she's trying to save some aspect of the Jedi, right? Like you even see her when she goes into that safe house. She sees the symbol, and she almost touches it, and then she withdraws, right?
Yeah, she's mad that
So,
she didn't find it before. I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I got out of it. Was like because she sees the rebel symbol, she's like, "Motherfuckers!" They're not going to swear in Star Wars, but that's what they should do. I think it'd be more realistic if they started swearing, but that's fine.
Yep.
What do we got? We got and then you see at this episode, what was I going to say? I don't remember anymore. Something about when Obi-Wan's talking about being kidnapped by the Jedi. Not really kidnapped, but taken away from the. It's the same thing. Kidnap, same thing. Whatever, it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Realistically, she just keeps showing the Jedi are bad people, but over and over again, were the Jedis the bad guys? Pretty sure they were.
I
By
mean,
the
they
end of it,
definitely weren't like the good guys. They
by
were
the end of it, they
a
were seeking too
religion.
much power. But I don't think
Yes.
by design it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
They were just given so much power that
Yes,
they
they
didn't
were
know what to do.
entrusted with enough that it just kind of became.
Yeah,
It was part of the war, right? The Clone Wars led to the Jedi's being elevated more and more and more, rather than just being
that
a
in the
council.
council. That
Right. Well, it
I mean,
went from the council just being a council to being like right up there with the governments, right? The
yeah,
leaders.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. But then, because in the actual script of and notes of A New Hope, you learn that Ben uh, and Owen are actually cousins, or actually like brothers. That's how George Lucas was supposed to have it. He
Oh,
wanted
interesting.
Obi-Wan to be the brother of Owen Lars, which is Anakin's stepbrother.
Which is really interesting based on some of the lines that came out of Kenobi's mouth this
That's
episode.
why a lot of people are like, okay, so are they going to try to finally bring this part of it back into the story, into the
Yeah.
actual, actual canon of the Star Wars?
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting if they do that because that would mean only, not really, but legally make Anakin and Obi-Wan related
Yeah.
by paper, but
Yeah.
not by
Like not through blood, but just
no.
through
So it'd be interesting.
marriage. Yeah. Yeah.
Then you can find a little bit more backstory of Owen and
Hmm.
Ben and all that. So there's a lot of things they can do.
Hmm.
And I think there's going to be a lot more flashbacks, I think. Or Clone Wars scenes or stuff like that with
Yeah.
Anakin. Because they wouldn't just bring Hayden Christensen back just to put him in a suit the whole time. They could just put on an actor and do that. Like, because we saw him a little bit today, this episode.
Yeah.
So I guarantee we're going to see like a flashback or something with his, because there's scenes behind the scenes with him as like a specific haircut that he had back in the day. So
Sure. Sure.
we shall see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots to happen.
Good stuff.
3
All
more
right.
episodes.
3 more episodes. And a
Yes.
movie.
Maybe. You never know.
What else we got going on in Star Wars? So it was the big Star Wars extravaganza. What else happened there,
It's
Alex?
called Star Wars Celebration because it was celebration of Star Wars. It was because it came out on the 27th, 25th. I don't remember. Something
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Yep.
days. So we got the trailer for Andor finally, a full one.
Ooh.
Still have no idea what the fuck's happening. Something, and you see the senator turned rebel leader. What's her face? Come back. You saw her in. We saw her in Rogue One very shortly, and we see her at the end of episode 3. She's supposed to be the sister of the one we see in episode 5, I think.
Okay.
No, the episode 4. Anyways, doesn't matter. No, maybe it is the same character. It's supposed to be the same character we see in episode 4. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Anyways, she's the main. She's the other main character of the show. Her and the guys from Rogue One.
Yep.
And then what else we got? And that comes out in August. End of August. Bad Batch season 2 was announced, which apparently caught a lot of people off guard. Everyone thought this was going to be a one and done kind of thing. But who knows?
People love their animated Star Wars.
Yep, they do. Speaking of that, then we also get a Young Jedi Adventures, which is a new animated kids TV show about young Jedi becoming Jedi. So
younglings,
fun. That's going to be on Disney Junior and Disney Plus, obviously, as well. But it is a kid show, kids show.
There you go.
Then speaking of that, there's the Skeleton Crew that was announced with Jude Law attached to it as the main character, and the director from the Spider-Man series that just released, John Watts, directing it. It's about kids, but it's not necessarily for kids, Jon Favreau says. So interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Who knows? Then we finally got the description of Tales of the Jedi. We've been told that was coming for a long time, but we had no idea what it was. It's a new animated show by the same guys who did the Clone Wars. But it's like not a show, it's like Tales. It's literally like it's kind of like Visions in a sense, but from the guys who did Clone Wars. Same animators. So it'll be a couple episodes of Ahsoka's past before she was assigned to Anakin, so as a youngling and as somebody just starting up in the Jedi world. And then there's also going to be a couple of episodes of Count Dooku before he turns. So we'll see Qui-Gon Jinn. We'll see all those guys come back because Qui-Gon Jinn was his trainer, his master. Sorry. So and
sorry, this is all animated, I imagine.
Yes.
Right?
So it's the same guys who did the Clones War series, like the animation. Right. So there's that. We got the announcement of Mandalorian season 3 will be next February. This coming February, sorry.
Nice.
Trailer was only shown to the audience of Star Wars Celebration.
Of course.
So
we'll get it
if you look hard enough, you can find leaks of it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. There's always somebody with a camera.
Then there is we got a Ahsoka trailer, again, only shown to the audience of Star Wars Celebration. Again, if you look hard enough, you'll find it. That's where there's a lot of they confirmed it on the website as well, but they hired an actress to play Sabine from the Rebels TV show. They brought out the robot that's a big part of the Rebel TV show on stage, so they confirmed that he's going to be in it. He's kind of funny. He's hilarious. He's basically a mass murderer, and it's hilarious. In a way. I mean, I guess mass murderer, he's not necessarily hilarious, but the way he does it is hilarious. And from the one little leaked scene I saw from just being on TikTok, because TikTok's great like that, you see them getting onto a ship that is very similar to the ship of the Rebel ship, and back behind the back of one of the major characters from that show that may not be her, but it could be her, but it's the same species. You never know.
Dum dum dum.
So that means everyone thinks that Thrawn's going to show up.
Interesting.
And if you don't know who Thrawn is, look him up. It's interesting. If you haven't watched Clone Wars, watch that. And then if you haven't watched Rebels, you got to watch that before most of the stuff comes out. Because now it's also with Ahsoka really coming out. It's going to really tie in all this stuff together. Yeah. She's kind of like the big tie-in for both those shows. And now they're doing the live action stuff. It's a lot of stuff there you got to watch. And I know, Matt, you got to catch up. You have so much stuff to do.
I know.
You have so much anime, and you like animation. So,
I do like animation.
How did I beat you through this? Anyways.
Life.
Wow, you're saying I don't have a life. Why rude. Anyways. What was I going to say? But yeah, so it'll be cool. That's supposed to be. They didn't really give a timeline for that one, but if with a trailer, I'm sure it's going to be out next year after
Mm.
Mandalorian, probably right after Mandalorian. Um, there's also the big rumor that Jude Law's actually going to be playing Admiral Thrawn, with the way it sounds like. So interesting. Interesting. I think he's going to play a different Grand Inquisitor, but that's different. That's a different story.
Yeah, you see him
Anyway,
playing like a on the dark side of things.
yeah, well, like he has kind of the face to play either Thrawn or a Grand
Mm.
Inquisitor, because the Grand
Yeah, he does have
Inquisitor,
like a very Empire look.
yeah, from the uh so if you remember in episode 3, the planet that Obi-Wan arrives on, and then the
Yep.
species like kind of gives up the empire and says they're here, they're trying
Yeah.
to hunt us. So
Right.
that species in the TV show in Clone Wars, I mean in Rebels, is the Grand Inquisitor. So that's like that
Mm.
species is the Grand Inquisitor, and Jude Law could probably pull off that character pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we will see. What else we got? Star Wars. We got Taika Waititi's Star Wars film is still planned to be made. It's supposed to come out the end of 2023,
Do we have
but
any idea what it's supposed to be about, or
no idea. But there's no
no?
just
No
like it
word.
hasn't even started production yet.
Hmm.
Ta- Taika just actually did a Wired autocorrect interview. If you ever see one of those, he's like, basically throughout this whole thing, he's like, I'm the laziest actor in the world. I don't pay attention to anything. I was just in this movie about played Hitler, didn't read a thing about him, just showed up, played played Blackbeard in this new TV show, which apparently is really good. Don't know anything about it, just showed up again. Um, I wrote a whole Marvel film, and I had no idea about the comics, so I just wrote. Anyway, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh,
But it's still
Taika.
planned to be made, but no production has even started on it. Catherine Kennedy said Lando is still in the works, but they're just waiting for Donald Glover's busy schedule to kind of clear up.
Hmm.
I think that's all Star Wars stuff.
Going back
And
to
then,
Taika for a
and
minute,
then,
how nice must it be to just get to show up and just do whatever you want?
yeah,
Like people just love you for it.
yeah, it's so crazy. And there was an announcement of Star Wars Vision season 2 for next
Oh,
spring as
nice.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So lots of Star Wars still to go.
Oh, and I think there was one more thing, a game announcement.
Oh yes, 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 yes,
We
yes,
got
yes.
the follow-up to Jedi Fallen Order. We got Star Wars Jedi Survivor announced. And it looks like
Survivor. Start
from the
voting people off
trailer,
an
it
island
looks
or
like
something.
there's
That'd be hilarious.
another Jedi that he's gonna find in like one of those like healing tanks.
Yeah, a clone.
Yeah.
So I was like, I saw a clip, somebody explaining like the hand. You know how like Luke's hand just disappears in that
Mm-hmm.
when it gets cut off. So there's two ways they've written it in two different stories. Like there's the um legend storyline, and then there's the other one. I forget what it's called. It starts with an arm. I don't remember. Um, and the one starts with eventually Darth Vader like fights um Sidious on the Sith planet, whatever the fuck that's called. Um, and you see his hand in one of the cloning tanks, and
Mm.
that's how he started cloning like himself. And you find out that like that Snoke is just like a failed clone of Luke Skywalker.
Oh, interesting.
And then you see also and then in the Legends version, Darth Vader finds his hand and like keeps it as like a keepsake kind of sense, and it's so fucking weird.
Very serial killer-esque.
But then eventually that gets cloned to actually make a real clone of a Luke Skywalker, but just a dark side version of him. So
Interesting.
I don't know which one they're going with to keep it in this canon, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Hmm.
Who knows?
There you go. That's a whole lot of Star Wars.
Speaking of Doctor Who, I don't know. We never talked about it. They announced the new Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I can't say his name, so I'm not going to.
I don't even remember what his name is.
Noctu, I think.
Who is the new Doctor Who? So it's like, I don't know if it's just Ncuti or if you pronounce the N, it might just be
Kuti,
Cootie.
yeah, Nakuti, yeah. Now I
Godwa.
remember. Yeah. It's Nakuti Gawa. I think so, like very much something like that. Something like that. He's playing Doctor Who. I don't know when he's showing up, but they're shooting a 60s version. I really hope they bring back more than just David Tennant, but we
Mm-hmm.
already got David Tennant and Catherine Tate as confirmed to be in it. They've already seen leaked pictures of them in the TARDIS.
Yep.
So hopefully we see Matt Smith come back. I know he's
Yeah,
busy
that'd be
shooting some
awesome.
sort of dragon show. So
Oh, his name is pronounced Shuti Godwa.
that would make sense.
There we go.
And Russell T Davis. Is it Russell T Davis or is it? Yeah, Russell T Davis is taking back over,
Davies. Yeah.
and he wants to bring back the Christmas episodes, which is good. And that's how they think he's gonna introduce him in the 2023 in one. So because they did New Year's ones this last few years,
Yeah.
which was boring and stupid. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Basically,
Yeah,
is what
the
Alex
reason
is
this one
saying.
just fell flat is just because, in my opinion, she didn't have her own like characteristics. She just felt like a rip off of David Tennant, and
She did feel, yeah, she
like
felt very much like trying to be like a female David Tennant doctor,
Yeah.
and it didn't feel original to her
yeah,
enough.
exactly. And like the storylines
I didn't
are
dislike her though,
okay.
to be honest.
No,
Like
she was fine,
there's
but
plenty to like.
I feel like she needed her own personality. I think she should have gone
Mm.
darker. I think
Mm.
she should have been a little bit more, but I think they were afraid of the whole perception of moody women kind of thing.
Well, but we also came off of Peter Capaldi, which was very like dark, and then
That's
it
what I
got
mean. So
silly, and
like
it
it
felt
had to
weird.
like because it had to go dark for a bit because
Sure.
he was going through some stupid shit at the end of Matt Smith's one.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like the way they kept just making up the reasons to keep him alive made no sense to me anymore. At
Yeah,
that
it got
point.
really depressing, didn't it?
And then at the end of Matt Smith, it was like, okay, you're just keeping him alive for no reason now. And then when
Yeah.
they brought Peter Capaldi, now he had to figure out his purpose of life again, and that's why it
Yeah.
was so dark.
Yeah.
And like, because everyone expected him to be a hero, but he can't always be a hero.
Yeah.
I like the one of the, like Peter Capaldi's storyline with Maisie Williams, where she's the last woman on Earth or last person alive. I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
And how that kept reoccurring. But yeah. Anyways, so that's my fault. She wasn't bad as a doctor, Jodie Whittaker. I just feel like she just missed the mark on her own personality, and eventually they just kind of to try to give her something else. They made her like get in a relationship with the female cast, the female person with her companion. That's their names.
Companion.
Yeah, with Yaz. So I don't know. It just felt. It just didn't. I don't know. I don't think Chris Chibnall was the person to run that show. But I think Jodie Whittaker would have been great. She's a great actress, but I just don't know. She wasn't
If
the
it
best.
just wasn't put it together with the best showrunner.
Yeah, I think they tried. Their connection together was what the reason they did it, and it didn't work out. But hopefully, Russell T Davis is every interview he sees, he's really excited about this new person. So hopefully, we shall see.
Yeah, I'm excited to have him back. And I do have to catch up on the show. I have not seen the last season, maybe season and a half.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, and like I see where they're going with it, and it was just like I can't say it. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, fair enough. What else do we got? We got The Boys season 3 starting this week.
The trailers
have been looking really, really intense.
People dying everywhere.
Oh, that's nothing new with that show. But Butcher suddenly seems to have powers. At least that's what the trailers are alluding to in the posters.
Well, it's so in the one trailer he gets the drug, right?
Yeah.
They can give him the power for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So we will see and that's kind of that's where all that drama is gonna come from because he's all against the soups and the whole thing was against to stop them, and now he's becoming
everything he hates in some capacity.
Yeah. So
intense.
Stupid. Or it's gonna be stupid.
You know what was absolutely amazing though that came out on Friday that we haven't talked about yet, other than just mentioning at the beginning. Stranger Things season 4 part 1. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I watched 2 episodes. I had a
Okay,
hard
you need
time
to
getting
finish
back
it.
into it, and I was just like, there's something about these people I just don't care about anymore. I
Are they
don't know.
looking too old now? Too much time's passed?
No, to be fair, I do think they waited too long to get the show back
Mm,
on TV back on.
sure.
I get it; it would take a while with the pandemic, everything that happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But holy, I just like it took me for like you. I'm getting a little bit more invested now by the second episode out of the second one.
Hmm.
But the first one, it was the same thing with like what Jamie I assume had with um
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan. I was just like, what? This is just so.
So
Ah.
I think they did a really good recap at the start, but what I really, going into it, I wasn't that excited. Like I was really excited to watch Kenobi on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then Stranger Things just didn't have like. I think Netflix has just been doing a really crappy job of marketing, and so this whole thing of them like losing money and subscribers, I think is just a lack
Well,
of
so Stranger Things did
good
their own
marketing.
huge marketing online. Like
Sure.
it was mostly Instagram and Facebook that they did
Yeah,
their
yeah,
thing. But
and I know they did, but I think Netflix needs to step their marketing game up. Like it's weak, it's very weak, and so I wasn't excited. And like you said, it's been a long time since we've had season 3. I had forgotten a lot of like where things left off, what was going on, and it was at a point where I didn't really care that much. But I was like, I liked this show. I do remember liking this show. I'm excited that there's a 4th season. We're gonna watch the first episode on Friday, but had to watch Kenobi first. Got through Kenobi. It's like, oh, I just want to keep watching Kenobi, but all we have is Stranger Things, so I guess I'll settle for that. Watched the first episode, watched the second episode, and I was hooked. By the time we started the 3rd episode, we were just like gung ho. We were just getting through episode
yeah,
after
so I say
episode
the
after
first
episode.
episode was
Um,
bleak as all hell.
mhm.
It was like there wasn't even a lot of setup. It was just like,
Yeah.
okay, this is where they are now.
Yep.
Let's see them live their lives. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
care about that. I don't give a shit about that. I want to see them start dying or people dying. And then eventually, at the
Yep.
beginning of episode 2, people started dying and it was
Yes.
fine. Like, I don't
Yep.
understand why they have to wait a whole fucking episode to do that. But a whole hour and like 10 minutes of my life was wasted watching
was a
these
long
kids
first episode.
being kids. And I was like, that's not why we're watching this show. We're watching to see these kids fight demons. So where the fuck are the demons? And they show a clip of a demon. And you're just like, oh, cool. Now we're going to get into it. And it just disappears until the next episode.
I can tell you got a lot to look forward to because by the end of the
I already just TikTok has already ruined it for me. I've seen it.
Oh man,
I haven't seen it, but I don't know what happens. But I've seen the fact. Obviously this whole series, first part of it is all about Max. It's clearly it's all about what's her face, Max. That's her name, right? Max.
Yeah. There's a
I'm
lot more
looking
to
at like
it
there's
that.
people here. It's just me, but
there's a lot more to it than that. Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure. Well, and there's the whole thing about Al being Al in general, and then Hopper being Hopper, and
well, all I'm gonna say
gays.
is all of their stories are quite excellent, and
I don't think so right now. I hate Al and her storylines. It's stupid. I don't want to. I get it. She's trying to be a human and she can't handle it. You're not born to be a human. Don't be a human.
Just wait, Alex. Just patience. Patience is a virtue, and
I'm done with her.
It'll reward you greatly.
I'm done with her. Don't care about her anymore. She's over.
So what you're saying is, as soon as she doesn't have her power, she's no good to you.
Yeah, she's just a normal human being. Like, what's the point of that? If I wanted to watch TV, I could just watch any reality TV show. If I wanted to watch teens cry over each other, I watch something else, some of the teen show that's on.
Coming of age stories.
Yeah. I was like, the least she could do is hit this girl, and she never does until the end and just breaks her face open. So I thought that was pretty funny. But still, she should have done more damage to this girl's face.
The stuff that you got to look forward to, there's some sweet demon fighting. There's some cool upside down world stuff.
Don't tell me these things because I don't care anymore.
I'm not giving you any.
You're ruining it. You're ruining it. I don't care enough.
Not telling you nothing.
You just told me there are things I already knew, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. You know this stuff. You just don't know to the extent that I know it.
I don't really care. Now it's gonna suck because I'm gonna watch it and you're gonna be like, "Oh, that was so cool." And I'm like, I'm gonna ruin it for you in 5 minutes of why that wasn't. And then it's gonna be like a whole thing, and then it's gonna be another whole thing. Then we gotta wait another month and a half to watch the other fucking part of the show for it just to end.
viewers that are listening in, if you've been enjoying Stranger Things so far, tell Alex all the reasons why he's wrong. Go for it.
Hey, I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than disappointed, so I'm making it sound worse than it is. So there you go, Matt. You should know the system by now. You make it worse, and then, oh shit, this is better than I thought it was going to be. Now I'm
Oh,
happy about it.
wow.
But now you're all like, oh, no, it's the best thing on TV. So I'm going to ruin it, and I'm just going to make it the worst thing on TV, because then when it becomes one of the gooder things on TV, I'm never going to say the best, because it's probably not the best, because it doesn't have lightsabers, so it can go out the door.
There we go. Totally not blood related to me. Letting you know how it is, Alex, that demon shows are still awesome. So just deal with it. I'm not gonna acknowledge the Hallmark part, but the demon parts definitely.
Never said demon shows a bit. That's the only part I care about. I'm talking about the fact that they weren't showing any demon parts. That's what we're getting on about. More demons, less children. Simple as put. Or more demons killing. No, I shouldn't say that. That's
Wow.
no. Well,
Not
in
good
this
timing.
concept, they chose to show about teenagers and children. That's
Yes,
on
they did.
them. That's
Also,
on them.
there's a line that I hardcore cringed at in this show. I think it was like the 5th episode, might have been the 6th episode, around there, where it was like, ooh, not good timing to be saying stuff like that in the world. But I'm not going to get into that. That's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, we're here to talk about demons killing children.
I mean, they're high school students at this point, so teenagers. Can't really call them children.
You're not a child. You're still a child until you're 18. You still have to deal with your parents. I mean, some of them are older than 18 in this TV show, so I guess when Steve dies, it's not a big deal anymore then, because he's not a child. It's just, oh, Steve died, and his hair is all over the place. Is his name Steve in the show, or is it just?
Yeah. You know, Dustin's big
Steve
big
Harrington,
buddy,
right? Steve Harrington is his name, right?
Harrington. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I keep seeing them talking about Steve Harrington, but I don't remember that guy's name because he looks like the guy who played Sonic. And they even did that on the Late Late Show, that they're not the same person. Yeah, I'll show.
Oh wow, yeah, I can totally see that.
Hold on,
I want to see like a side by side. Are you pulling it up?
Yeah.
What's the actor's name that plays Sonic?
Ben
He's
Schwartz.
also in Parks and Rec. Ben Schwartz. Yeah. I can see the similarity.
You need to watch.
Absolutely.
Have you not watched the After Party yet on Apple TV?
No.
I told you to watch like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, maybe.
Don't watch things you tell me to watch.
I know, and then you get severely disappointed that why haven't I not seen this show before? And then I told you to watch
it later.
Yeah, like thinking it's your idea.
Oh wow, what's his name? Not James Franco, his brother. He's in this show. The other Franco.
It's actually pretty.
Dave Franco. There you go.
It's actually pretty great. Ben Schwartz's character is hilarious in it.
Yeah, I definitely like a lot of the cast that's in this show. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty good whodunit kind of story, you know.
Sam Richardson's hilarious. I actually was just watching. It's funny. Dave Franco, Ike Barinholtz, and Sam Richardson. I was just watching Neighbors 2 in bed the other night, and all three of them are in that movie.
Yeah, it's I do like Sam Richardson's cameo in Ted Lasso, and when he freaks out about, I can't say it because it's inappropriate to say on the internet what he says. But when he freaks out, it's pretty hilarious. Anyways, here we go.
Let's see this.
Netflix series Stranger Things is set in Indiana during the early 1980s and features a character named Steve Harrington, played by Joe Keery. The show, Parks and Recreation, takes place in Indiana during present day and features a character named Jean Ralphio Saperstein, played by Ben Schwartz. Due to the timeline of both shows, some fans have theorized that Steve is actually Jean Ralphio's father. Ben and Joe sat down with Entertainment Tonight's Nichelle Turner to find out the truth.
Hey, hi.
Oh,
Nice
hi.
to meet you.
What?
Ben.
Hi, Ben. I'm Nichelle. Nice to meet you.
I'm a big fan of yours, and I love the show and everything.
Okay.
But can I be honest?
I wanted to explore.
Hi.
Oh,
Nice
hi.
to meet you. I'm Joe.
Joe. Nichelle.
I'm Ben. I'm Joe.
Do you think they rehearsed this?
Oh, maybe. If not, then let's say I've heard.
Okay, I'm talking
That's pretty
to
good.
binge
Yeah,
there
yeah,
are
I like
there are
that.
ma-
That's fun.
There are many times when Schwartz always mentions that he's not Joe Keery. A lot.
Yeah.
And same with Joe Keery, and he says not Ben Schwartz. So that's that. Stranger Things, part 4.
Part 1, amazing.
one,
Part
part
2's
4.
out the beginning of July.
Season 4, part 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
think it's
don't
July
know.
1st or July 3rd, something like that.
I gotta finish it first, so we'll see what happens. Did you finish Ozark? That show's
What's
over.
that? I haven't. No.
Oh my god. There's so much to talk about. And you can't even talk. That show's better than Stranger Things in every way. Sense form.
Is it?
It's one
Do
bet
they
more
have
great.
demons in it, Alex?
Oh, they got personal demons, so it's a whole thing.
Wow, that got dark. Yeah, July 1st, Stranger Things season 4, part 2. So you got a month. You got a month to finish this first half,
Okay, so 1, 2,
or do it in a weekend like I did.
4, 8, 9. Hold on, give me a second.
Are you looking up reviews, ratings?
So here's the thing: when you say it's not better, the awards say differently. Stranger Things only has 6 or 7 Emmys,
Yeah,
and they're not even like most of them are just they're like 3 outstanding actor awards,
mm-hmm.
4, and then 3 drama series, which I don't know why, and then Ozark comes out here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 awards for actors and 2 drama series. But the point is, the acting and writing so much better, and directing.
I mean, to be
It's even
fair,
one
you're
directing.
talking about the difference between children and adults.
No.
Mm-hmm.
There's children in Ozark. Grow up.
2.
3 if you want to count the girl. I don't know. She wasn't.
Who's
she counts
basically an adult
basically
the whole time.
She's an adult in real life too. Doesn't matter. Point is, they did it, and it's over.
All right. Well,
And it's over. I could tell you.
I know
how
it was
all
a good
ends
show.
right now.
I'm more
I
into
can
Stranger
tell you
Things
how it
and demons.
ruins it right now. I can do it. I should do it.
All right. That's enough of television. Couple things in movies. So I haven't seen this yet, but Alex, I'm sure you've watched it like 3 times over already.
I've watched 20 minutes of it.
Based on the amount of clips you sent me, I beg to differ.
Okay, let's see. Let's go to my YouTube history.
So Inside, Bo Burnham's big release last year. The outtakes are on YouTube now, so you can go and check that out. See all the extra stuff he filmed. I think it's an hour in length.
20 minutes and 52 seconds of it. There's a lot.
So you're a
in
big
that.
liar.
No, what do you mean?
You said 20 minutes.
I did.
You watched more than 20 minutes.
20 minutes and 52 seconds is not a lot more. The 2 clips I've sent you, one was from YouTube, and I haven't even actually got to that part. No, one was TikTok, and I haven't even got to that part on the video yet. Actually, no, I did. I actually saw the full song of that. And then the moist part was hilarious, so I had to send that to everyone. And then now he's singing a different song, so it's kind of crazy. Anyways,
there you go. So yeah, got to check those out at some point. They're bound to be hilarious. And then we've got the first look at Disney's Pinocchio, the live action remake. How are they going to make a live action wooden character, Alex?
They've done it before. Have you ever seen the movie Geppetto?
Yeah.
Don't.
I saw the
but they do
for it. It looked terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. You don't really see Pinocchio in the movie trailer, so you see him at the end, like for a second.
Yeah,
you don't see him.
You see him thumbnail.
You see him
they're
as
going
like
very much the cartoon look of Pinocchio.
Oh, obviously they're gonna use his old likeness as much as possible.
Yeah.
Toys, man, toys. But you see a lot of Geppetto. You see a lot of Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
You see the blue fairy for seconds.
So we know it's starring Tom Hanks. We can see his glasses. You can see the glove here of Monsieur Pinocchio and the strings, the wooden boy there. Let's see.
Starlight, star bright. First star I see tonight. That's what he says.
Who's
Luke Evans.
this?
That's Luke Evans playing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he kind of steals Pinocchio for a point. And so, like, if he's playing the character, I think he's playing steals Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Jiminy
Interesting.
Cricket. I don't know who that is. Got some Fox.
A
Some
lot
Seagull.
happening there.
Blue Fairy. There he is. There's Pinocchio right there.
You
As
can
a
see his
live
nose.
little boy.
Didn't look very long there. Something must be wrong. He's not lying.
September 8th. Disney
Oh,
on Disney
that's a
Plus.
cool little
It's gonna be on Disney Plus and in theaters. That's what I think.
Disney
it just
there
said.
on the strings.
Did they say that?
It's a
I
nice
don't
little
know.
touch. Nice. So yeah, September 8th. And it'll be available on Disney Plus on Disney Plus Day. A Disney Plus Day premiere, sorry.
Have you guys talked about the Winnie Pooh? No, see, here's the thing. A pig killing human beings, don't need to talk about it. But you can. You're more than welcome to. But
Is this a real thing?
yes,
I
because
haven't heard of this.
Winnie the Pooh's likeness is now public domain because it's so old. So now anyone can do anything with it.
Oh,
And they made
no.
a horror film out of it.
What? How is this a thing?
We'll talk about it next week when Steph comes on. She said she wants to talk about it. We'll talk about it.
That's good. We'll talk about it. I'm like, okay. So I have seen like a photo from it before of Winnie the Pooh, and he looks terrifying. But I just did not put two and two together that this was going to be like a real thing. Like this was actually going to be a movie. That is terrifying.
It's probably going to be some sort of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, enough of looking at that. That's terrifying. Yeah. Not a whole lot else movies. I think Top Gun Maverick's out now. I have not seen it. I don't know when I'm going to get around to seeing it, but I would like to see it. And last week, I think we talked about there was a new Mission Impossible trailer. Mission Impossible 7, I think we talked about.
Yeah, it was 7.
Yeah, haven't heard too much else in the movie sphere.
There's always movies out there. I just can't remember what it is. What?
Yeah. A couple things going on. We this month we are June now. It's June 1st. If you don't know, now you know. We've got the PlayStation Plus update just around the corner finally. So they're going toe to toe with Xbox Game Pass, or at least is their plan. I think their launch titles are pretty weak comparatively, but you are going to get God of War, Nickelodeon's All Star Brawl, and Naruto to Barato Shinobi Striker. I probably said that completely wrong, but I don't care. So if you're a PS Plus subscriber, you can look forward to that.
Well, it's so stupid. Like I say every time they release something, they don't care about PS5 players. They don't care. They don't care because they've already given us all this shit. God of War, this is like the third time we're getting God of War for free. Kinda.
You want more things to be upset about, Alex, when it comes to PlayStation?
No,
and
I don't
Xbox.
care. I don't care.
There's heavy rumors circulating right now that a PS5 Pro and an Xbox Series X successor are already like around the corner.
I'm not surprised.
And like they haven't even like gotten to a reasonable fulfillment of the current product yet. Xbox has kind of, but I think that's also just saying something about their demand. But like the PS5 is like significantly like still impossible to get. And yet they're already talking about like a replacement. And to me, like that says one of two things. Either A, they're just trying to continue to be like ahead generationally than Xbox, or B, they're figuring out a way to be more efficient at producing the damn thing.
Well, I think whatever it is, it's just I think the one thing they're going to do is going to make it smaller. I guarantee they'll make it smaller. And I'm going to hate it. And I'm going to hate it because I like the look of this one. I know it's big, but it stands out.
A lot of people, right? Like a lot of people out. Right now, I've got it on my desk under this monitor, and it is a bulky thing. Like I would love to have a smaller version that for a lot of like people, like think about students, right? Like a lot of people
I don't give a shit.
Playing games, streamers.
You want something, you get it the way it's made. You want a PlayStation, you get it the way it's made. No, I think
PlayStation's always done their slim, right? They've always done the PlayStation, then you get the PS1 which was their original slim PlayStation. And then the PS2, and we got the PS2, as they called it, TWO. And then the PS3, they figured out, okay, let's stop having fun with the lettering. We'll just call it PS3 Slim. And we got it with the PS4. We got a slim PS4. So yeah,
Nobody bought.
It makes sense. I mean, some people bought it. It was just kind of weird timing because the PS4 Pro came around the same time. So it was like, are you going to buy a PS4 Slim or going to get the Pro? You might as well get the Pro, right? So I'm not too surprised to hear that there's a PS5 Slim coming out. If it allows them to produce them and get more in the hands of people, that should mean
the only thing they're going to do with that is they're also going to get rid of
new games, right?
They're going to get rid of that disc feature, though. Yeah, but I think if they do release one, what they need to do is not put the disc feature in it, because then they can keep the original standalone a big commodity for the people who have it, like us. And I think because when you start releasing the other ones, it just seems like downgrades the original, even though like in 20 years everyone's gonna be like, you got an original PS5, I'll give you $5,000 for it.
That's it. Inflation, man.
That's what I'm saying. Because then there'll be all the collectors who want that, and then the PlayStation's like, oh, we'll release a collector's edition, and they're like, nobody wants it because it looks like stupid. And then everyone wants the Darth Vader one, and then nobody can get the Darth Vader one because they made like 12 and gave it away. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so I like my PS5 the way it looks. It's fine.
Nice. One other new game was announced. A new Sonic game. Sonic Frontiers.
I think that was announced a while ago, but I think
it was announced a while ago, but we got to see a bit of gameplay, right?
Yeah, we got Frontiers.
And I know a lot of people are comparing it to Breath of the Wild. It just kind of screams Breath of the Wild.
Doesn't PlayStation own Sega?
Looks. Nope. Sega's still independent.
I thought this was going to be like a PS5 exclusive.
I mean, it might be. No. It's on Switch, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Series X, Series S, and Windows. It's supposed to come out on everything. But if we bring up the trailer here, let's get this up. So yeah, you got this big open world, and it does kind of have like, I would almost argue it's more like Xenoblade or Xenoblade Chronicles than it is
the website
like
Kotaku. I think I'm pronouncing that properly.
Kotaku.
Kotaku.
Yeah.
They called it. I didn't read the whole like thing because I don't want to. Sonic Frontiers looks like a bland Unreal Engine tech demo. So I laughed.
Wow, that's some words, some choice words. Wow, the subtext in a whole new read boring direction.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I mean, they're not totally wrong. Like, it does kind of feel out of place seeing Sonic in a world like that. But I mean, that's also very much a like judge a book by its cover kind of attitude.
One paragraphs. If you had showed me Sonic Frontiers last week and told me a fan reimagined Sonic with Unreal stock assets, or even that someone simply modded the blue blur into Xenoblade Chronicles, I wouldn't have argued. It's so perfectly It's so perfectly archives the same level of lifelessness as countless realistic high definition Sonic with God rays and puddles demos on YouTube that I'm half convinced it's a parody of those videos.
Did I not call the Xenoblade Chronicles comparison while we were watching that video?
Yeah.
My God. That's too funny.
Well, nobody could do something good for Sonic apparently.
I mean, there's never been a good 3D Sonic, so I don't
until
have
the movie.
This one either.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We talked about the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, but I still love that they put ugly Sonic in it. That was great. That was gold. Anyway, wrapping this up. Monday, for all of those tech nerds out there, Apple's doing their WWDC event on Monday, or otherwise known as the Worldwide Developers Conference. There's often talk. I mean, likely we'll get to see iOS 16. We'll see the new Mac OS 13, whatever they're going to call it this time. Yeah, so be expecting some new software. I wouldn't be surprised if we heard a little bit about hardware. Usually they try not to talk about new hardware at the Worldwide Developers Conference, but the fact remains, it's been almost 2 years since Apple's updated like the base M1 MacBook Pro and MacBook Air. So it's about time we get some kind of, idea of what's coming. And I can say from my perspective, who does a lot of buying of those computers for my job, they're getting really hard to buy the current ones all of a sudden this week. So if that's not a tell, I don't know what is.
I wouldn't know. Anyways, I don't get it. Nobody wants to give me a free computer, so whatever.
Wait.
I'm going to buy them back, blah, blah, blah. We recycle them. Or we can just give them to Alex. Doesn't matter, but that's fine.
Says the guy who got a free MacBook Pro.
It was not free. I put my blood and guts into that place. They didn't give me a computer.
But did you have to open your wallet to pay for it?
Maybe. Yeah, I did. I didn't have to pay for it, but I did have to show my ID to get it. So, I mean, it's like a whole thing.
It's a whole
thing.
I mean,
like,
so hard.
To drive to the UPS store to get it. It's a lot of work.
Sounds like a lot of work, Alex. I'm really sorry you had to do that.
It was. And she wasn't even going to give it to me because originally didn't have mine. She didn't see my name at first because it had the boss's name. And then care of my name, like later, like the way they put it, wasn't under the care of where it should have been. It was like at the bottom of the list. I'm like, should say it right there. Oh, look, it does. Okay, you can have it. Thanks. Bye.
Nice.
Life
indeed. All right. Well, good stuff.
Yeah, well, we were here. We're here
Indeed,
next week, probably. And the week after that, maybe we'll see. We'll see what's happened.
No commitments. There's a couple weddings coming up.
Commitments are indeed made, but if Matt breaks them, that's on him. So that's that. We will see you in the future.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Bye.
Watch Stranger Things.
Now.